Let's have a coffee chat with HelloFresh. Today, we learn how HelloFresh is using GenAI to supercharge their internal engineering productivity. I'm joined here with Labna. Welcome.
Hi, Cornelia.
So, Labna, what's the story behind using AI internally?
HelloFresh in general is going towards a GenAI transformation. And while we're looking for GenAI opportunities to serve our customers, it's super important that we also leverage GenAI internally through the different processes and everyday work that we do. We had a migration a few months ago, and it was one of the bigger ones. We had to move hundreds of services into a new platform, and we had a huge task force of our engineers working on this around the organization. My team, as a platform team, was using 60 to 70% of their time just answering questions. And they're all like very important questions to answer, but they also take a lot of time from my team. And we want to give some time for my team to work on innovative solutions as well. And this is where the idea of leveraging GenAI internally and building a chat assistant that would represent one of our team members, and it would just answer instantly our users and debug with them errors they're facing while migrating from infrastructure to infrastructure.
You already covered the problem you try to solve to free time for your engineers. How did you use AWS and the AWS services to make that happen?
We built a chat assistant on top of AWS Bedrock, which was super helpful because now we don't have to manage infrastructure. But the problem we needed to solve is how can we make this LLM HelloFresh-specific? We wanted to create the correct context, and we wanted the model to use our own data.
That sounds very practical. What were the business results you were seeing there?
There were results for users, but also internal results for my team. For users, now they get their answer instantly. They don't have to wait for one of my team members to answer a support request. They don't have to wait for a couple of hours. They don't have to ask a person. They can also keep their chat history in case they want to go back and reference this question and ask more questions about the same topic. And as for my team, now they're freed. 60 to 70% of the support time that was lost is now free for them to work on other things. And I think this is huge for productivity purposes.
I'm just wondering how you build that at scale.
The key was creating context relevant to HelloFresh. So context engineering was the most interesting part. And now we can build on top of a solution like this wider assistance for other purposes around the organization. We're also moving into a direction where a lot of our internal processes have like some GenAI solutions embedded in them, such as incident management or observability and other solutions. And I think like we just needed to start somewhere, and that was the first thing we ever shipped for GenAI.
As you just started with your innovation, what lessons learned do you want to share with the audience?
I think the biggest learning was that GenAI is amazing for customer-facing features, but also it's better if you use it for internal productivity solutions. Don't be discouraged to spend some time to build GenAI tools for internal productivity.